Time for a Cricket World TV hotspot with me, John Pennington, and Chetan Narula in Delhi. Hello, Chetan.
Hello, John, and welcome once again to our viewers on Hotspot as the business end of the IPL is upon us.
Certainly is the business end. The race for the playoffs really intensifying. We've had quite a busy week, a double-header on Monday, a holiday virtually all around the world, really, and another double-header sort of halfway through a double-header today as well. So, Chetan, just give us your sort of overview maybe of where we are now since we last spoke on Sunday, of course, the podcast that we produced for Cricket World.
Well, it's been like you said, the double headers. They've been interesting in the sense that we have had some interesting matchups. All matchups at this point of time. I mean, almost all teams except Kings 11 Punjab are more or less in the competition. I mean, you're talking about obviously you're looking at the teams like Chennai Super Kings and Kolkata Knight Riders who are top of the table, but you're looking at Rajasthan Royals who are in a bit of a free fall. Royal Challengers Bangalore and Mumbai Indians, a bit of an upturn for them, and Delhi Daredevils and Sunrisers Hyderabad, there or thereabouts. They have the points. They just need to string together a couple of victories and just be in the mix. So it's going to pretty much come down to the last week. This weekend. Yes, so we're looking at on May the 4th that we had the Chennai Super Kings and Royal Challengers Bangalore and Kolkata Knight Riders, Sunrisers Hyderabad. All four teams, we're talking about top four teams at off the table, and intriguing matches. Chennai Super Kings showing why they are still strong. I'm not sure they're firing on all cylinders, but they're showing why they are strong. Similarly, for Kolkata Knight Riders, they're matching Chennai Super Kings blow for blow this season, and I will not be surprised if these two teams, if the winner of this season is again between these two teams. After that, we saw Mumbai Indians, continue their charge. Surprise, yes, they're back in the reckoning, which is quite a turnaround for them, and it's because of the injuries that happened. Like I said last week, they have a more consistent playing 11. Everybody knows what they have to do. Everybody knows who is playing. Maybe they can experiment a bit with the batting order. Rohit at 3, 4, Rohit Sharma trying to be the mainstay of the batting there, and the bowling is clicking. 5 bowlers that they've stuck with them, and not too much chopping and changing. So consistency paying for Mumbai Indians for once. Royal Challengers Bangalore, coming back from that victory against Chennai Super Kings and getting a massive boost to their run rate. It happens when Chris Gayle scores 100 in a T20 game. And today, yes, Sunrisers Hyderabad sneaking that close win. Like I said before, Rajasthan Royals are in a bit of a free fall.
They are. So, Chetan, if we just sort of go back to the start of the week, those games, Chennai winning against Royal Challengers Bangalore, 24 runs, reasonably comprehensive. Kolkata beating Sunrisers by a slightly bigger margin. Two standout bowlers there for the winning teams, Ashish Nehra and Brad Hogg. So proving really IPL not just a game for the young.
Absolutely. I mean, they have. It's not just that one game. I think they've shown throughout the season, and over the past few years also we have seen that the value of experience is pretty much there. Somebody like Jacques Kallis, still very much part of the Kolkata Knight Riders, not playing anymore, but he used to till last season, and he's one of the prime examples. Rahul Dravid and Sachin Tendulkar just a couple of seasons ago, they were also there playing. The value of experience cannot be denied in any format of cricket, and now we've also seen somebody like Zahir Khan, who's come back for Delhi Daredevils. He's regained fitness, he's come back, and he's on the money almost immediately. Although he cannot lift Delhi on his shoulders all alone, it still remains a batsman's format. But having said that, Ashish Nehra has been stupendous for Chennai Super Kings this year, and the key for, like I said, Chennai Super Kings batting perhaps not firing on all cylinders at the moment, but it's been their bowling attack, an all-Indian bowling attack plus Dwayne Bravo. I think they are doing some wonders there.
Then we had Mumbai taking on Delhi. You've spoken a little bit about how the the injuries that Mumbai suffered almost forced their hand a bit. They've got that consistency. But I'd also pick out Ambati Radu. He's had a pretty strong couple of weeks, and that's maybe been a bit also pretty important in the way that they've, his form has really sort of helped them get back to, back in contention again, really, hasn't it?
Yes, I think so. He's not had a very good year or good season of cricket. I mean, the last time he played was in the home series against Sri Lanka and West Indies, and he was getting some runs there, and he was pretty much in contention for the World Cup. He went to the Australian tour. A lot of people were not convinced about whether he was the all-round extra batsman, and then Mumbai started losing, and the one player who would go missing with Corey Anderson and Pollard batting in the middle order and Rohit Sharma there as well. So he would go missing. He would not get a chance to bat. So yeah, I think in the last couple of matches he's really turned that around. He's a quality player. He may not be a classy or a class player or class apart. Maybe somebody like a Rohit Sharma or Kiran Pollard who can win matches, who are paid for winning matches. In that sense, he may be in that sense he may be a rung or a couple of notches below them, but he's certainly a useful player. He's been in the Mumbai Indians setup for quite some time, and like I said, they have a particular set of players who need to do the job now, and he is putting his hand up, and they've realized that okay, he is one of those players who can do the job for us, and that's what he's been doing for the last couple of matches.
And then, of course, we had one of the most comprehensive IPL wins of all time with the Royal Challengers Bangalore beating Kings 11, 138 runs or something ridiculous almost. So, as you said, when Chris Gayle scores 100, there's not much you can do to stop him. I guess that was a case of really everything clicking for Royal Challengers Bangalore and Kings 11. If anything could go wrong in that game, it really did, didn't it?
Yes, it did. I mean, if Chinnaswamy Stadium is one place where you can actually chase 200, but then you need a team which is firing on all cylinders to be able to achieve that. Maybe KKR, maybe Chennai Super Kings might have put up a chase, respectable chase of that total, but not, or maybe even Rajasthan Royals. We saw them almost chase 200 down today, but not Kings 11 Punjab. They are just struggling this season. They've been nowhere. I can't really put a finger on what's wrong there, but almost everything is wrong there. They don't have a batting order to rely on. Glenn Maxwell is just hell-bent on playing no more than 5 deliveries in every innings. It's just not clicking for them, and I think they really need a change of think tank over there, maybe a change in leadership. They maybe need to get a new Indian face, a senior Indian face there who can probably lead the side. I'm not sure I like George Bailey, but I'm not sure he's doing the job properly. Somebody has to take the fall for it. And, the first person who comes to mind is the captain. Maybe they need to balance out their batting options a bit as well. And Mitchell Johnson also not picking up wickets. Really, nothing going right. As for the particular match, scoring 200 runs when you lose a few wickets up top, yeah, you can never get back into the game. And batsmen are going to keep trying and playing and playing. And they didn't really have anything to lose. So, and you're also facing Mitchell Starc, so it doesn't get much tougher than that, with Gayle scoring and Starc taking wickets. Perfect template for Royal Challengers Bangalore. I think they're one of my favorites to go through to the knockouts. They can surprise a lot of people. However, the big question is what happens when the big teams are able to see off Mitchell Starc, or they make sure that Chris Gayle doesn't fire. So they can strangle Chris Gayle. They can make sure that Mitchell Starc, they can see off him. They can play 30 runs off 4 overs from Mitchell Starc without giving him any wickets. That is the real test for Royal Challengers Bangalore. How they cope with that. I think what they need to do is get that sort of momentum. I'm pretty sure they will get through to the knockouts with the excellent run rate and the garnering points. All they need to do is make sure that they work on those plans B and C. And they make those plans work well if they want to win.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Chetan, and it's also important that that massive boost to their net run rate. And I think they play Kings 11 again, if I'm not mistaken. So that gives them a But we mustn't be too presumptuous. But you think that may be an opportunity again for another win, and other teams have got sort of more difficult run-ins, if you like. Today's first game, then, we saw the Sunrisers Hyderabad beat Rajasthan Royals by 7 runs. I know that when we've spoken the last couple of times, we've said that Sunrisers, if they're going to get to the playoffs, it's no good for them just be beating, Kings 11 Delhi. They've got to start beating the teams around and above them. And well, they must have been listening, Chetan, because that's exactly what they've done today.
Yes, I think that was required was a big challenge for them, Rajasthan Royals. A bit of surprise there that they dropped both Dale Steyn and Trent Boult, but then again, they don't have any proper Indian batsmen there who are firing, make sure that the middle order stays put. Shikhar Dhawan is perhaps the only one. KL Rahul hasn't really found suitability in the role at number 3. I think he should be opening, and maybe David Warner coming in at number 3. But then, their hands are tied behind their back. So yes, they have a few extra bowlers, so they can probably experiment with Dale Steyn and Trent Boult sitting out. Having said that, yes, they made sure they got a good victory. Ian Morgan scoring a good half century. They got a good victory under the belt. I think they're playing Delhi Daredevils on Saturday at Raipur. So that's another game that they really need to win and prove their credentials. They could still make it to the top 4, but I think it will be a very tight call between them and Rajasthan Royals.
Yes, I was just about to ask about the Rajasthan Royals because I think they've still played more games than any other teams. They've got a couple left, so they need to pick up a win or 2, don't they, Chetan?
I would say they need to pick up 2 wins, because say they pick up 1 win, they finish on 16 points. But then you're looking at Sunrisers Hyderabad with 4 matches left, and they have 10 points, and they just need to win three games, and they'll be equal to Rajasthan Royals. And considering then their run rate is just plus 0.09, and Sunrisers Hyderabad is minus 0.07. That can be overtaken over the course of 3 victories, three victories out of 4. That's what Sunrisers Hyderabad need to target to overhaul Rajasthan Royals. Rajasthan Royals need to win both of their matches. If I can just look at the schedule for Rajasthan Royals, they're playing Chennai Super Kings, so that's not going to be easy. And then they are finishing up against the Kolkata Knight Riders, so that is not going to be easy either. So they're pretty much caught in between a rock and a hard place. Rajasthan Royals, they're bit of a free fall on this sort of form. They showed spunk in almost chasing down the score today. They will keep fighting till the very end. That's what they do. But on current form, I don't see them going through to the knockout. It's going to be a very tough call.
Fair enough. And the game that's going on as we do this recording, Chetan, Kolkata against Delhi Daredevils. What's happening there, and which way do you see that one panning out?
Well, since we are recording, I didn't really keep much of an eye on that. So just let me take a look. I just saw that Robbie Uthappa hadn't gotten out, and Piyush Chawla had come in. Just checking what I was surprised with the Piyush Chawla coming in, but yeah, it can have both. It can have an effect on both sides. He could just keep on scoring some good runs and give them the impetus that you would need. In fact, he is batting on 18 of 12 balls. Manish Pandey gone for 22. Bit of a dampener for him after last year. It's just not really kicked off for him. Sanju Samson, the other name, who's not really kicked off. Two youngsters who really shone in last year's IPL, not really doing much this season either. So perhaps KKR not affected that much, but Rajasthan Royals pretty much, because he used to be the stable number 3. And the Rajasthan Royals missing a point where they've not shifted Steve Smith to number 3, so that's a bit of a jam for them. But KKR and Delhi Daredevils, 13 overs gone, 91 for 3 for KKR. I think 160 odd would be a tough ask for Delhi Daredevils. They need to win this match as well to bounce back, because they are in for a tough fight as well. They're not playing any matches in Delhi anymore, but they're not a team which is looking good on paper. They're just there or thereabouts, winning a game, losing a game. So it's high time they string together a couple of wins if they really want to keep together uh, uh, their hopes of qualifying. But just one last look the points at the points table, and you see that Delhi Daredevils are, they yeah. So the Delhi Daredevils are on 8 points. So if they do not get a couple of victories in, that gap could just open up a bit. I mean, if if it opens up and you lose the matches, you just cannot catch up, can you? So a couple of wins needed pronto for Delhi Daredevils. I think it's pretty much relevant what we said last time around for Sunrisers Hyderabad. If they need to qualify, not only they need to win a couple of games on the bounce, they also need to start beating teams around them. So today's game, yes, but I think Saturday's game against Sunrisers Hyderabad, I think that's even more important.
Yes, and just to finish, Chetan, a few obviously other games coming up before we talk to each other on a Sunday evening. We've got Chennai, Mumbai tomorrow, two teams that are used to winning tournaments, of course. Any others that really catch the eye for you over the next few days?
Well, like I said, Chennai movement, obviously they're Kolkata Knight Riders, Kings 11 Punjab, Kolkata Knight Riders. They're playing at Eden Garden, so KKR will be looking to get a decent win in there, and Kings 11 Punjab look like everybody's punching bag right now. So just get a good win in there, get good run rate. It might come handy in the end. I think for me, the match before Sunday to look forward to is Delhi Daredevils versus Sunrisers Hyderabad. We could pretty much decide that Delhi Daredevils season might be over if they lose that game. If they lose today and they lose that game, Delhi Daredevils season might just be over. Sunrisers Hyderabad, alternatively, they could, just about with Chennai Super Kings and Rajasthan Royals playing the next day. It would be pretty much game over for Rajasthan Royals as well.
Good stuff. So we'll see by then how many teams are still generally in playoff contention. But for now, though, that's we're going to wrap this hot spot up now. So Chetan, thank you very much for your time as ever.
Yeah, pleasure, John.
And thank you very much for watching us here on Cricket World TV.